Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back to the channel. And today we have the 1994 Royal Rumble. We shall jump straight into it. The first match off the bat is Tatanka versus Bam Bam Bigelow. It's a decent match, 7 out of 10. It was supposed to be Tatanka versus Ludwig Borger. It was a big off. Was he Finnish? Or something like that. I can't remember. It was one of those countries, but he had an ankle injury, and Bam Bam took his place. Ludwig Borger actually would never wrestle in the WWF again. Apparently, after this, he was notorious. He had a notoriously bad attitude, though. He could have been a big star because of his look and the way he was good in the ring, but his attitude was just terrible. Apparently. 7 out of 10, nothing really spectacular, good match. Tatanka wins. After Bam Bam misses his moonsault, Tatanka wins. Next match has a bit of a backstory. It's the Hart brothers, Brett and Owen versus the Quebecers. Brett and Owen have been having a bit of trouble with their relationship because Owen feels like he's living in his shadow and that. So they kind of have a bit of a feud in the making. But Brett has spoken to Owen, calmed Owen down. Him and Owen, they're going to go after the titles. And Owen's like, yeah, we're stronger than ever. We're going to win the titles and we're going to bring it back and we're going to give everyone a shot, like the Steiners, Legion of Doom, anyone that wants a title shot, you're gonna get that title shot. And we're going to beat the Quebecers and the best of friends. So then we get into the match. Things kind of go sideways at one point. Brett ends up flying out of the ring, whacking his knee. His knee's completely kaput, injured, done with. He can't really stand up properly. He gets in the ring. Owen's like, tag, come on, tag me. And then Brett doesn't tag him in. And he goes for the sharpshooter. But he can't quite do it. He falls down. He's like, oh my knee. The ref stops the match and gives the victory to the Quebecers. I gave it a 7 out of 10, but I'm feeling like I want to give it an 8. Looking back on hindsight, I think I want to give it an 8 instead. Because it's the story. I love the story. The story between Brett and Owen is probably the greatest story ever told in a wrestling ring. I know you could probably say Austin and Vince is up there. But for me, this is it. It ends up leading to the Brett Owen match at WrestleMania 10, which is the opening match, which is my favourite match of all time. And again, the story is just superb. I might have to do a video on that match, watch it again, and then go through it and dissect it and stuff, because it is one of my favourite matches of all time. Actually, it is my favourite match of all time. It's superb. So then afterwards, Owen's in there and he's like, all you had to do was just tag. Why didn't you tag? You should have tagged me. And then like Brett stands up and he's on his injured knee and he's there, and Owen just kicks it out of him, screwing up like Owen, kicks his leg from under him and he's on the floor selling it, and Owen storms off, and then he does an interview and he's like, you're selfish. All you had to do was tag me. I knew you'd hurt your knee. You knew you'd hurt your knee. Why didn't you tag me in? You should have tagged me in. Brett's going off on a stretcher and he's like, you're selfish, you only care about yourself. And then, funniest moment, that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg. And you can kind of see Owen's like, crap, I messed that up. But he just keeps going. It's more like probably a 6 out of 10 match. And then the other 2 points are the story that's told, because it's just, I'm not a wrestler. I shouldn't be giving people advice on this, but go back and watch Bret and Owens' whole story and feud and the build and stuff to the match. It's the best storytelling, and Bret was always good at storytelling, but this, it just pushes it way past. It's like a 10 out of 10 storyline. I could go on about it all day, but let's move on. We've got IRS and Razor Ramon. At this point, Razor and Shawn are feuding. I think Shawn was the IC champ, got injured. Razor wins it. He's the champ. Shawn comes back with his belt and says, "I'm the real champ. I never actually lost it." So they've got their feud going on. I don't know why they don't have a match here, but I think it's building to the Mania match. And then you've got this. Razor gets hit. Shawn comes down, hits Razor with the title. IRS gets the pin and wins, and he's like, yeah, celebrating on the second turnbuckle. And then another ref comes down and goes, oh no, there was cheating going on. And then they don't say they're restarting the match or anything. Razor just goes up behind IRS, puts him in the Razor's Edge, pins him and beats him. 6 out of 10, it's not that great, but it's a very enjoyable for the whole little storyline elements in it. And then we move on. This is another one. I don't know why, I just love this match. And it's Yokozuna and The Undertaker in a casket match. I think Yoko's the champ. He's definitely afraid of caskets. He's not really scared. He doesn't like them. Then obviously we go into the match. It's a 6 out of 10 match, but then there's a point where I think Undertaker has it won, and then loads of heels start coming down and beating up the Undertaker. Let me just have a look, because I might have a list of who comes out. Basically Mr. Fuji has a bit of a side deal. Crush comes down and attacks the Undertaker. You've got the Great Kabuki, Genichiro Tenryu, Bam Bam Bigelow. The Undertaker fights back at that point. We've got the come on, Taker. Then Yokozuna ends up opening the urn because Mr. Fuji's took it off him, and there's like some green smoke. And then you've got Adam Bomb, Jeff Jarrett, the head shrinkers, Samu and Fatu, and Diesel also come down, and they basically beat up Taker, finish him off, roll him in the casket, shut the casket. Bam Bam jumps on it and he's like this, lying on it, and then they padlock it. So Yoko wins. The wheeling the casket down. Paul Bearer ends up getting the urn back, and then smoke starts coming out, and they're like, what the hell's going on? The Undertaker appears on the Tron and is like, I'm going to come back. And then it kind of, the casket supposedly explodes, which you don't actually see. And then it appears that the Undertaker behind the casket is rising up behind and goes off. And then obviously he vows to return. Then we've got the Royal Rumble match. There is a few things. Apparently there's time constraints, so it knocks it down to 90 seconds instead of 2 minutes. The 1, 2, 3 kid was supposed to be in the Rumble, but Thurman Sparky Plug, Bob Holly, takes his place. There's Bastion Booger as well. He was meant to be the 25th participant, but for some strange reason doesn't participate. The buzzer goes off, no one comes out, and then it's revealed that he ate some bad chicken or something like that. But yeah, we jump to the Royal Rumble itself. You've got Scott Steiner, Samu, Rick Steiner, Owen Hart, Billy and Bart Gunn, Bob Backlund, Savage, Jeff Jarrett, Crush, Bam Bam, Shawn Michaels, who is Shawn Michaels at this point. Then you've got Mabel and Mo, Tatanka, Lex Luger, Rick Martel, Bret Hart, Marty Jannetty, and Adam Bomb. Bret. Bret was supposed to be in the Rumble anyway, and they're like, will he show up? Won't he show up? We don't know, we're not sure. And obviously he ends up then showing up. The first good thing in this Rumble is Diesel. He's just like Diesel's on a house on fire. He eliminates 7 people. He comes down, where does he go? He comes down 7th. And he eliminates loads of people. And then the ring fills up again. And then we've got Shawn Michaels. And he's like, oh, come on, man. Me and you, we team together. And Diesel's like, yeah, we'll team together. And then Crush, Bam Bam, Mabel, Bob Holly all attack Diesel and dump him out. Shawn's like at the back, like, oh, I'm not going to quite join in. And then when Diesel gets eliminated, then he jumps in and he starts attacking Sparky Plug. Stupid name, stupid gimmick. I feel stupid saying it. But yeah, so there's kind of a bit of dissension there, because obviously Shawn should have helped, but doesn't. And then there's another point, Mabel, he's a big guy, and they're like, we've got to get this big guy out, so he gets eliminated by Crush, Bam Bam, Sparky Plug, Shawn Michaels, Tatanka, the Great Kabuki, and Greg the Hammer Valentine, who's still holding on, he's still there. So that's another good point. And then when Doink comes out, I think who is it? It's Diesel. I think it's Diesel and Crush. Crush eliminates Savage as well. They will go on to have a match at WrestleMania. And he's like spraying him in the face with his like flower squirty gun thing. So he sprays him in the face. That was quite funny, to be fair. And then Lex Luger. I forgot to say in the last one, Lex Luger, that's where he debuts as the Narcissus, and he's like posing in front of the mirrors. He comes out, and then number 27 goes off, and Bret comes out, and he limps down to the ring, and they're like, oh, you've got to admire him. And then you got all the fighting going on, and then it comes down to Lex and Bret. Now they have a little punch and scrap. It's not as long as Savage and Yoko, but they have a bit of a scrap. And then they're like, I think Luger's got him up to eliminate him. Bret fights back down, and they both go ooh, and both tumble over. And then they never show up. They've never shown an angle to show. They've always said that Luger and Bret hit at the same time. And then there's 2 different referees, and it's the whole, no, this one won, no, this one won. And funnily enough, it's the only time this has happened, because obviously John Cena and Batista, when they're fighting and they both go over and they accidentally both hit the floor at the same time, and Vince comes down, he throws his jacket and he's fuming because it's not the finish, and John Batista stood there in the ring, they're like, oh god, oh no man, no, we've really screwed this up. But we'll get to that in the future. And then it's like one ref's like, and the winner is, and Lex Luger's music plays, and Bret's like, storms off, and then it's like, and the winner of the Royal Rumble is, and Bret's music plays, and Bret's like, yeah, I did win, and he comes back, and then there's arguing the back and forth, and then President Jack Tunney comes out, and they still don't know, and Howard Finkel's like, and the winner is, and he goes back over, and he's like, who's the winner? And then they're like, and the winner is both Lex Luger and Bret Hart, and they're like, oh, we'll have to sort this out, who gets the title shot. It ends up they both get the title shot, go to Mania. Luger has his match first against Yoko, and then he will go on to face Bret. One of them will go on to face Bret. Mr. Perfect. Sorry, my phone's just gone off. I don't know where it is. Mr. Perfect. He's the referee for some reason. I can't remember. And he screws Lex. And then Bret wins later in the night after facing Owen. And yeah, that's the story of the 1994 Royal Rumble. And for me, 8 out of 10, that is my favourite Royal Rumble. I like that one. I think it's better than the 92. I think the fact that Flair goes from the beginning to the end kind of makes it, you know, a big thing. It is a good Royal Rumble, but I've just got a soft spot for this one. So overall, the whole thing is an 8 out of 10. So, yeah. If you have enjoyed it, then this has been a bit of a long one, sorry. Then like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, all that lovely stuff. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, or have a good night. And I shall see you next time. See you later. Bye-bye.